African leaders have hailed the decision of the G20 to admit the African Union as a permanent member. The inclusion of AU is a historic expansion of the bloc representing the world's wealthiest economies. CGTN's Chamgono reports.
The African Union's admission to G20 is a momentous step. Until recently, South Africa was the only African country member. The AU's membership was announced at the recent G20 summit in India.
To my great satisfaction, the admission was approved at the opening of this summit. His Excellency Modi, the Prime Minister of India, and the members of the G20 endorsed the ascension of the African Union to this major economic decision-making body.
Assoumani says the AU's entry would provide a greater voice to the global south within the G20, adding that the African continent now has an opportunity to further its agendas on the global stage.
Of course, it will help a lot. Africa has, of course, internal issues. It must find solutions to those issues, but with multilateralism. Today, we cannot work alone. We have to work with our countries, and therefore, those powerful countries from the G20 can help us in those issues.
Collectively, the 55-member African Union has a GDP of $3 trillion with around 1.4 billion people. Chamgono, CGTN.
Niger's military leaders are accusing France of amassing forces for a possible military intervention in the country following a coup in July. A junta spokesman claimed France was also considering a collaboration with the regional bloc, the Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS. It comes as the French president refuses junta demands to withdraw French troops stationed inside Niger. Emmanuel Macron said he would only take such action at the request of the deposed Nigerian president Mohamed Bazoum. The junta spokesman also alleged France had deployed military aircraft and armored vehicles in countries like Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal and Benin.
France continues to deploy its forces in several ECOWAS countries as part of preparations for an aggression against Niger that is envisaged in cooperation with that community. The National Council for the Safeguard of the Country and the Transitional Government denounce and condemn this lack of sincerity. These deceitful and delaying tactics hope to blunt with time the patriotic emotion of the Nigerian people in their struggle for the total withdrawal of French forces from Niger to help a military intervention better succeed.
We condemn it. We call for the release of President Bazoum and the restoration of constitutional order. And we do not recognize the legitimacy of the purchase declarations since President Bazoum has not relinquished power. And so, if we redeploy anything, I would only do so at President Bazoum's request and in coordination with him, and not with officials who today are taking a president hostage.